When most people think of Slowpoke, they think of a cute, lazy and pink yawning Pokemon. Not once has anyone described Slowpoke as scary or even remotely eerie. It's just so harmless and oblivious. Nintendo really outdid themselves with this cute, lovable creature. Slowpoke has always been one of my favourite Pokemon, and I even found a plushie of it on Amazon. I've always liked how big its eyes were, always staring into space. Its method of evolution was also very intriguing. That's part of the reason why I love Azalea Town so much. It's so cute how they worship Slowpoke. One day, I was sifting through some drawers looking for my Game Boy, when instead, I found my old DSi and my Heart Gold cartridge. I smiled and took them out the drawer. I wouldn't mind playing this again. I can visit Azalea Town and look at the cute little Slowpoke. I popped the game into the DS and turned it on. I sat down on the bed and pressed the A button on the Heart Gold icon. The game started up as normal, but when I tried to continue, a weird message popped up on the screen. The save data has been corrupted. I frowned. That had never happened to me before. Oh well, I just have to start over. That wasn't so bad. It'd been a while since I played anyway. I hit B and started a new game. Professor Oak went through his normal explanation on Pokemon, and then asked me if I was a boy or a girl. I chose girl and proceeded to tell him my name. Serena. I always put my name in all caps so that it would stand out, even if I weren't paying attention. After that, I was able to enter the world of Pokemon. I went downstairs and was greeted by my mother. She made sure I had everything I needed and then sent me off to go see Professor Elm. Then, I bumped into Ethan and his Marill. I always loved Ethan's character. He was so sweet to Pokemon. I smiled and continued. On my way to Professor Elm's lab, I noticed Silver at the window. It always made me upset that you couldn't just warn Professor Elm. His poor Pokemon. I shook my head. There wasn't anything I could do. Besides, it was just a game. So when I talked to Professor Elm, he told me the normal stuff about walking with Pokemon. Then I was allowed to choose my starter. I chose Chikorita. It was always my favourite of the Johto starters, and I nicknamed him Birch. Then he was behind me. I loved the idea of building friendships by walking with Pokemon. Whenever I thought of that, I laughed to myself. It was just like me to get sentimental over a game. I agreed to go to Mr. Pokemon's house, registered some numbers and set off. It was the normal journey of battling Pidgey with the occasional Sentret and maybe even a Caterpie. Finally, I arrived at Mr. Pokemon's house. I gave him the egg and got my Pokédex, which I always thought was super cool. Then, on my way back, I battled through that sorry excuse for a partner to Pokemon and claimed victory. I won't bore you with any more details, but let's just say I was having a normal journey. After all the normal tutorial nonsense, I managed to catch a Sentret which I named Amber, and a Pidgey named Aero. I cleared Bellsprout Tower and defeated Faulkner. It was all going well. So on my way to Azalea, I grew more and more excited. Bring on the Slowpoke, I said to myself. Aero was now a Pidgeotto, and Birch was so close to evolving into a Bayleaf. I helped curtain the well and entered Azalea Town. It made me furious to see Team Rocket use Slowpoke for their own personal gain. I was happy to help. I made my way to the gym, but there was a Slowpoke blocking the door. I was kind of confused. Did this normally happen? I talked to it and a text box appeared on the screen. Slowpoke wants to join your party. A yes/no option appeared, and I was thrilled. Sure, this wasn't normal, but I was about to receive a Slowpoke. I was so excited, so I pressed yes without hesitation, and then another text box appeared. Slowpoke has joined your party. Give it a nickname? Another yes/no option appeared, and I pressed yes. It was female, so I typed in the name Pinky, and moved her to the front of my party. She was a good level 25 and I wasn't not going to use her. I entered the gym and left 5 minutes later. Pinky was a powerhouse. She destroyed the gym trainers with ease. I was starting to like Pinky. It was wonderful enough that she was a Slowpoke, but she was strong too. On top of that, Birch and Amber evolved. I was having a really good day. That is, until I reached Olivine City. The sky in Olivine City was darker than normal, even for nighttime. I'd been playing for a long time now, and it was now 8 o'clock. It was kind of foggy there too. It really was kind of eerie. At the time, I thought nothing of it, and simply walked forward. Jasmine wasn't at the gym, just like normal. And before I went to the lighthouse to find her, I wanted to stop at the house with the little girl who gives you Pokeball seals. But the door was locked. Now that was weird. I kinda just shrugged it off and went to the lighthouse. When I tried to go in, a text box appeared on the screen. Birch, Aero and Amber are all too scared to go in. They want to stay here. Go in anyway? A yes/no option appeared. Why were they scared? And why not Pinky? That was when I decided to set down my DS. This was way too scary for me, and I wanted to get something to drink. When I came back, my character was at the entrance of the lighthouse, and Pinky was behind her, and there was only a small circle of light. My jaw dropped. I hadn't pushed any buttons. Had the game acted on its own? No, that was impossible. It was only a silly game. I must have pressed it or something before leaving. I sighed and turned my character around. Maybe if I trained my other Pokemon, they'd be brave enough to come in. But when I tried to leave, a text box appeared that said, "It's too late to turn back." Okay, that was weird. I suppose I'd keep going then. I knew I should have stopped, but I really wanted to know what was going on. I climbed the lighthouse. Each moment, I grew more uncertain. There were no trainers, and barely any light, unless you count the occasional flashes of the rotating lighthouse light. When I turned to talk to Pinky, all that happened was that a sweat drop appeared over her head and a text box appeared saying, "Pinky is feeling uneasy." Every once in a while, I'd mutter to the screen, "It's okay. I'm scared too." Even so, my curiosity pushed me onwards. Finally, I reached the top. What I found there horrified me more. Jasmine, the Olivine City gym leader, laid in a bloody heap on the ground next to a dead Ampharos. Blood dribbled from her mouth, her eyes dull and blank. My hand flew to my mouth with a gasp. This was not the way the game was meant to be played. My character moved over involuntarily, and I pressed A, horrified. Jasmine managed to speak. "Go. It's coming. Leave. Now. Before it gets you, too." Jasmine gasped. "It's too late. Sorry, I couldn't save you either." She then took a final breath. I looked desperately around the screen, trying to see what Jasmine was warning me about. And there was a black, demonic Shelder with red eyes. Blood streamed from its mouth, its teeth horrifyingly sharp. It moved towards my character, and I realized I couldn't move her. "No!" I cried, tears streaming down my face. I knew it was just a game, but I whimpered. The Shelder came closer and leapt not at me, but Pinky. My mouth dropped open in horror as the gruesome scene spread itself before me. A distorted Slowpoke cry sounded as Pinky writhed in pain, blood streaming from her temple. Her eyes rolled back into her head. and then she morphed into a Slowking, with glaring red eyes and skin blacker than midnight. No! Pinky! Then, Pinky, no, not Pinky anymore, turned to face my character. Then, just when the monster opened its mouth, my DS cut off. No matter what, it just wouldn't turn back on. Probably for the best. That night, I couldn't sleep, wondering what happened to my game. And when I finally did sleep, it wasn't for long. In the middle of the night, I woke with a splitting headache. I went to the bathroom to take some aspirin, but when I turned on the light, there in the mirror, 2 gleaming red eyes stared back at me from the top of my head. Hey everyone, I want to say thank you for helping me reach 500 subscribers. This is a milestone, honestly, I didn't expect to reach this year. When the year started, it was around 80 subscribers, and now we're already well past 500. That's insane. In literally less than 12 months. I wouldn't mind, it took me nearly 2 years just to get to the 80. This is incredible. I want to thank you all so much for this. With all that being said, I want to say thank you to Jennifer Bassett for this particular story. This one was submitted by her. So thank you again everyone for 500 subscribers. Hopefully onwards and upwards to 1,000.